So we live, fellas. We back for another installment of the Trueleon Podcast Army. Welcome. Tap in. And thank y'all for tapping in with us this week. This topic this week, I kind of ran across something on Facebook, kind of threw me off a little bit, kind of had me in my feelings a little bit. But I saw this post by this young lady, and the post said, I will never date another man that was raised by a single mother. Woo! Now, there's got to be some content behind that, because for whatever reason, it made me feel some type of way. Now, before we get too far on it, I want to make sure everybody has their type of understanding of what's going on with the topic. So everybody got the topic, everybody see what it is. Mm-hmm. Anybody got anything to weigh in on it? You can grab his drink.
Tighten up. Gotta tighten up. Have a drink.
Well, let's start it like this. Has anybody experienced anything like that as far as are you or have you been raised by a single mother?
So for me, up until I was like 13 when she remarried. But yeah, I do remember my mom working 2 jobs. Mm. I went to work with her a couple times. So she did have to do extra because she was a single mom. So, and my sister, Brian, she works like workaholic just like me. So I'm kind of used to seeing that as a woman doing that, like doing the most, working 2 jobs and just making shit happen, like Brian. And I'm used to seeing it. Some have to do it, some don't. But I mean, I don't see anything bad with it. It's just you got to do what you got to do. But some of them can. Some women are built like that. Like they could do more. Mm-hmm. Some of them can't. Like, so it just depends. But as far as what I expect, though, I don't know. I just expect the one I'm going to be with to just be on my program. So, and I'm just saying, like, I don't want to put too much on her that she can't handle, but if we're like going towards this goal, then there's certain things we're going to have to do that you may or may not like. Mm-hmm. And it might be tough, but the end goal is this goal. So just trust the process. And, you know what I mean? But everything ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
you're saying your experience is more so your agenda, not so much that you was raised by one specific part of your parent.
Right. Yeah. Like, so take me, for instance, like in my last relationship, I wanted her to work 2 jobs because it was going to bring in more income to invest in real estate. But the goal was to not do it forever. Right. We're just doing it enough to where eventually you ain't going to have to work no job. You know what I'm saying? It was a means to the end. You know what I mean? But when I had said something to my aunt about it, she was like, I'm not working 2 jobs. Well, okay, well, you don't get the benefit that someone else that's willing to work 2 jobs would get. So that was that for me. But some people are not willing to do that, and to each his own. But for me, it's just like it ends to the means. So, you know, you do what you have to do to get to the finish line.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to weigh in on that?
Man, I got something. In my group, my friends group, I'm one of the last that have both parents in the household. Yeah, I don't know too many of my friends whose parents are together.
Shit is rare, dude.
Yeah. It is rare, but at the same time, being raised by a single mom doesn't matter because I still consider myself a mama's boy.
Okay.
Even though my dad was in the house.
Right.
So I was out there changing tires, working on the car, doing all that stuff. But still, it's a relationship between the mother and son. It's a little different. Mm-hmm. So my take on it, I don't think it necessarily, if you raised by a single mom, that's a negative. Because I saw my mom work. You know, there was times when my dad was down. My mom lifted him up. That's what that's what you're supposed to do. So I don't see it as a negative, but I'm curious to see what other people's thoughts are.
Right. Okay.
Shit, in it, middle class, both parents work anyway. That's generally, none of my friends' moms really stayed at home. Like, everybody worked. Like, it takes 2 incomes, especially in the 90s.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's definitely hard to make it to middle class if you have one person bringing in income. So, regardless of what that is or who that is, it's just hard to do it.
Yeah, that was back then. We talking about today's economy.
You damn near need
today's economy.
Kids working. Kids gotta get a job.
As soon as you turn 15, I'm signing that permit. Working permit.
Facts. What about you, Coach? You got anything on that?
No, I'm just gonna get into it.
Yeah.
Just talk about it.
Okay. So I got another way to pose the question. You got more to weigh in on?
Nah, well, that even trickled down to Wasn't we both working at McDonald's
We
at
was.
15 and a half? And before that, I was cutting grass. So it was like, as soon as we were able to work,
He was working.
I was cutting grass, and then I worked at McDonald's. So it was like, I wanted to pull my own weight. I wanted my own money in my pocket because I seen my mom, my family work. So it was kind of like embedded in me, like, go to work. You want some money? Go to work. You know what I mean? It was like simple. Yeah.
I feel it. But I got another way to pose the question. So in the dating world, when we were dating, for the ones that are married, but for the ones that are married, in the dating world, have you ever dated a young lady who was raised by either a single mother or a single father? And if you have, how do you think that affected the relationship?
I just think a lot of it is a lack thereof. When you run into certain issues, people have their culture, their belief system that they feel they should move by. So whereby you may say, no, it need to be handled this way. They're going to fall back on what they're most comfortable with and how they handle situations. And some of it you may be like, what? You know, then some of it is, you know, depending on, you know, your character. You know, I know for me, I found myself arguing a lot coming up younger, dating, because I try to be controlling and try to do it based off what I thought. Because I felt like as a man, it's what I feel. And I was wrong. I was very wrong with that. But, you know, I shot myself in the foot with a lot of nice ladies, man.
Okay. You want to weigh in on it? I mean,
I don't think
As far as if we like dated a woman raised by two parents versus one.
right. Because see, as far as the topic, we're the men in the topic, so we can't necessarily speak on the woman's point of view, but we can speak on our point of view and say, you know, in our past, if we knew that they were raised by one or the other, did we notice any differences in the relationship?
Yeah, you did. I think generally when they're raised by their mom and their dad, they, for the most part, let you take on more of the heavier shit in the relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're kind of comfortable with the roles more so than ones who wasn't raised. Then they never experienced roles like, okay, generally the dude does this and he's a protector, whatever. So generally, yeah, they just more let you lead. There's not a lot of, I guess, bucking back or, you know, I don't know. I don't want to sound like misogynistic, but it's just like, it's easier for you to be the leader, I guess. Can I say that?
Yeah, I mean,
it's easier for you to lead, and you know what I mean? It's just easier that way. I'll say that.
And I will say this. Yeah. I have dated a girl, she was raised by her dad and uncles and stuff like that. So she's that I know the game.
That girl.
That girl that says, you know, you can't put game on me. I was raised by all men. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that did make things a little bit tougher. Even though I wasn't even trying to run the game. It's just like she was always on the defense.
She was letting you know.
Yeah, she was always on she had a wall up.
Yeah.
Because she was told her whole life, men ain't this. Yeah. Men is dogs. Men is trying to get one thing from you, and this and that. So that I've had to go through that wall before, and it's tough compared to a girl that was raised by her mom. Like Steve said, a little bit on the softer side, a little more nurturing, a little bit more welcoming to men. Yeah. Depending on how her mom was.
Right.
But the ones that was raised by them dads and uncles.
Yeah.
I hate that narrative though.
That's crazy.
You know, that always, like you said, you can't run game on me. And it's always trying to have a leg up. It's so irritating.
That wall.
Because it's like, man, do you know, Phil, y'all run circles around you. For real.
I really want to.
I'm not trying to run no game.
I'm not trying
to have a conversation.
I'm not trying to do that.
You know, and it's like me being like, the weirdest thing, like, I'm being nice to you, but yet you take it as I'm trying to run a game. Or I'm trying to get something. Like, man, I didn't come from a pack of wild wolves. I did come from good stock. You know, I came from a mom, I was a single mom for the most part, that, you know, taught me at least, hey, you hold your door or pull chairs out. You know, you be nice. You court them.
But when you do it, you do this for all the girls.
Exactly.
You do this for everybody. It's like, and then makes you not even want to do it.
Yeah, then it's like, F you. You know, how about that? How about this? Don't call me no more.
Right. How about that?
Then I'm a jerk then. But it's like, girl, I was really trying to be nice to you.
I was trying to be nice.
Now you shooting down everything. And then keep your sorries. I don't want them.
Yeah, I don't want them. Hope your dad taught you about being
ghosted. Oh, yeah, exactly.
He taught you about being ghosted.
I'm telling you.
We're on that chapter right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a thing. Like, I mean, myself, my father was involved. I don't want to ever make it seem like he wasn't around, but majority of my life I was raised by my mom, so I saw my mom working night and day, 2-3 jobs, had a side hustle. I saw this from, every day when I woke up, when she was tired. I saw how tired she got, I was making sure the house was clean before she came in. We knew this stuff. So I would say, like, myself growing up, I did respect women that were working, like my mom was working, like my sisters are working. Like, I would just respect that type of hustle. So I don't think it's wrong that I would expect that from who I'm with. You know what I mean? That's kind of like part of my list as far as what I'm looking for in a woman. I need somebody with some goals, aspirations, some hustle about it. I'm not saying you have to work 3 jobs. I'm not saying you got to do this job and that job. I don't care what it is. But I would like to see you hustle. You want me to hustle. You expect things from me. Why can't I expect anything from you?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't like what I expect, that's something we can talk about. But I expect things, you expect things. Let's get to it, right?
So is it you just saying what's considered enough for you? Like, so if you with a girl and she goes to work, she comes home, cooks dinner, and that's it. Is that enough, or you expect her to do more than that?
Well, if she's working, it's not that I would expect her to do more. I wouldn't understand it if she was like hounding me to do more. Because I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm already out here doing everything I can. I'm not gonna force you to do more, but I'm honestly, here's the thing. I'm probably gonna get with somebody who's already doing more before I get with somebody who's not doing enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't really have that problem in this sense. You know what I mean? Because I specifically choose the type of woman that I feel like I want, and I want to hustle. So,
you know what? When I was talking to y'all know Matt Green from high school, he was just saying, like, the type of chick that I want, she probably gonna be within the field that I, real estate or whatever, because she understands like what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go and how I move and how I work and the working long hours and this and that. Whether another female might not understand. So sometimes you'll find the one that's clicking, that's on the same page, and the expectations, y'all kind of know what to expect from each other. Y'all know how y'all moving. And I was like, you know what? You're probably right, bro. She probably will be some kind of, if there's any realtors, I'm available. I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. If y'all want to shoot y'all shot, go ahead. But getting back to the point, what I'm saying is she'll probably be in that field. You know what I mean? And we just going to be a power couple. You know what I'm saying? Collecting all the homes and selling them. So that's what I'm trying to say.
But I think those are just intangibles because it doesn't necessarily have to come from the same field of business. I think that there's some people are just blessed with those intangibles that have that grind, that hustle, that no matter what they're doing, they're going hard, so right. They have that mentality, So I really feel like, for us in this day and age, it's a matter of finding the right person that kind of has that embedded in them, from their parents, because that's where it comes from. Seeing that hustle came from somewhere, so making sure that they see. You're with someone that had that same example that you had, that understands the value of, if we grind hard like this now, right? This is what's on the back end,
right?
Right. Can I weigh in on her actual
the post,
yeah, and what she probably meant? So I think she was meaning somebody who wants to be baby, softy, coddled. Let's go into what she probably meant. I don't think she's meaning the stuff we're talking about now. I think she'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the stuff that probably that she wants to benefit from. Right. She doesn't want to take care of dudes sleeping on the couch. Right. He's not motivated. He's not driven. No goals. No nothing. Like, what are you doing to better yourself?
Don't wash your clothes or that.
Right. And then that guy might have been raised by a single mom, and she's associating his laziness and his wanting to lean on a titty to being raised by a single mom, and that really ain't the case, but that's just her experience.
Gotcha.
So that's what we're here today to kind of say that's, especially your situation.
Yes.
That's not it. All
Facts. Because I was raised in a house where my mom did clean up after me. Not all the time, but she did. The fact is a fact.
Right.
But I'm not necessarily with somebody who will clean up after me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like that. So what I think I'm trying to say is when it comes to that post, I think there was a situation that she specifically went through with one specific person who might have just been an ain't shit dude. You know what I mean? And she's kind of broad scaling it, which we all do. You know what I mean? You get hurt, you start broad scaling, painting pictures. I'm mad at the world and shit. You gotta stop that.
Yeah, that's your personal experience.
You gotta stop that. In general, you gotta stop that.
Putting it in a box. You gotta. Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But I will say there's certain characteristics though that you would look for in a woman that you had in your mom.
Facts.
Just like they do the same thing with us. But like with their dad being chivalrous or there's certain characteristics, and sometimes they be like, well, I'm not your mom. Well, I'm not your dad. Like it's certain characteristics that I want to have because my mom had it and I like that. So it's the same thing. But when we speak out, it's like, well, I ain't your mom. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Okay, well, I can have that same energy and be like, well, I ain't changing your tire. I ain't doing none of that.
I want that princess treatment.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my dad did this.
Oh, my dad took me all across the world.
That. Yeah, but then when we say but if we was to say my mom did this, my mom did that.
Right. You a grown ass man.
Grown man.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like Steve said, it go both ways.
Yeah.
Because girls expect to be treated like daddy's girl.
Right.
They expect
Mama's
to be treated
boy.
a certain way.
Yeah. I mean, that's
way.
I have expectations. You have expectations.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Now, if we can't get to it, then we gotta move. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Right.
But it is what it is. Like I can't go out in the world and not be a man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying a woman is a certain way, but you can't go out into the world and not be a woman. You're a woman. So do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do as a woman. And as far as your relationship, hopefully y'all two have came together and figured out what y'all need to be doing as a woman and as a man out in the world when you leave that house. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the, single mothers and people being raised by that, I think that goes into your mental when it goes to finding who you want to be with. But if you got somebody laying on the couch, not cleaning up after themselves or not ever doing anything for anybody, I don't say that's your mama's fault.
Yeah, I think he's just a lazy.
That ain't your daddy's fault. That ain't your uncle's fault. That ain't your upbringing's fault. Get up off the couch, bro. Like this is all it is. You was allowed to do it at some point, probably by the person that's letting you do it, which is the girl that you with. So maybe if y'all start off with a certain standard, you don't have to worry about going in the background and finding out, oh, he's lazy, he ain't this and this and that. So maybe that's just something that needs to be worked on prior to getting in a relationship.
Yeah. But on her post, she said, "I will never date a man like that again." So that how much does that shorten her box?
I mean, a lot.
Because I just said I'm the one of the only ones in our group.
If you do the math,
who was raised by both parents.
If you do the math,
so if you do the math, and I'll put it right now, LeBron James was raised by a single mom. You ain't gonna date LeBron if y'all was in the same time zone. Now look what you might have missed out on because you don't want to date. There's a lot of successful men that was raised by single mothers. I just think it was her experience. Right. So she should just kind of expand her mind a little bit and not put everybody in this small box. But women tend to do that a lot.
A lot.
So I'm guessing she had both her parents then.
I mean, you would assume about that conversation. Or, I mean, adversely, she could have just had a
bad experience.
No, a father. Single father. Raising, you know what I mean? Like, you could probably figure out the problems with somebody raised by a single mother a lot faster if you're raised by a single father. I would assume. Only because, like, being raised by a father, there's things that men do and say that, you can't necessarily say that somebody raised by a single mother is going to naturally do if they've never seen it or never been around it. Like my father was around, so I'm able to act as a man because I saw a man still, but I was raised majority by my mom. Somebody else might not have that same life. Somebody might have only had women. They got women, aunties, sisters, all females around them. So we can't say that they're going to know how to do men activities. They might need to learn that. Or they might need to get with a woman who's not ready to quit on them and just help them become the man that they need them to be. Because there's something that you saw in that man in the first place that allowed him to, let you in the door and put him on your couch.
Occupy that couch.
So maybe take a second. You know what I mean? Right. Take a blink and figure it out. Yeah. Talk about that for a second.
Hey, and when we're talking about getting raised by a single mom versus single dad, statistics say the kid comes out better when you raised by a single dad than a single mom. That's what the numbers say. So, and I think they say, because I think the single dad has more discipline and structure, guidance. I think more so that's what they're saying than a single mom. It's just more of a, I don't know, like struggle, or there's not so much structure or discipline or whatever. But so it might be different because getting raised by a single dad might be better than getting raised by a single mom. So maybe she was just raised by just a single dad, because that's what the statistics say.
Yeah, I mean, there was a study I was just reading from Sarah McClanahan, a Princeton University professor that did a study and found out that men or people in general raised in single parent households are statistically worse off in life, which kind of isn't. I mean, if you kind of want to think about it, if you got two parents compared to one parent, chances are you're more balanced. Chances are. So you should be that way. I mean, that study was kind of, you should, that was an easy answer on that one.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, in this case, though, again, like, it's who you want to be with. What makes your life tick? What makes you keep going? Don't be with somebody who's going to be on the couch, or if you feel like that person has potential, then you need to work with that person to build their potential. Don't be so quick to just chop them up, and definitely stop generalizing all these guys and women when one person hurts you. Yeah. Work on that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. You can't generalize people. And your personal experience is your personal experience. So, I don't know, maybe you got to heal.
But in this society, we do that a lot.
Yeah.
We generalize people like the zodiac signs and stuff.
I hate that, bro.
You're
like
a Virgo.
that.
Oh, I already dated so many Virgos. That drives me insane.
That's a red flag to me,
I've seen people split, like,
because
you're a Sagittarius?
Oh,
yeah.
no, I can't.
Walk off.
But that's what our society does. We generalize people. Like that zodiac sign stuff, and like you said, you was raised by a single mom. Mm-hmm. All these different categories and experiences, we start putting everybody in those little boxes. Mm-hmm. And that's why we don't, get along, and that's why divorce rates are so high, and that's why you see a lot of single women and single men. What did you say about the real estate? There's a lot of single women.
Yes, more single women buying homes than single men.
When that's something that a man and a woman should be doing together.
They ain't waiting on.
They're not waiting
they
on
going
men
to buy
anymore.
them shit.
So this should show you something's going on.
Something happening.
Something's happening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man. Well, hey, man, that's another tough topic. If we had some callers, we could probably get some more insight on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we have any other questions or anything to put out on that topic, I know Drew might have some.
So it just sounds like that really the onus is on the person when they're selecting a mate. So she generalized a whole population of men, probably oust a lot of suitors because maybe one or two bad experiences. And I love the examples you gave. I mean, hell, Barack Obama was raised technically by a single parent. Except LeBron James. I think there are a lot of instances where young men are raised by single women and do well. But I would say I've seen more instances where men who were raised without a male role model tend to be more feminine. That could be something that she could see as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe the way he deal with stuff is like, oh, he's feminine. It's probably not just he's dirty or he's cleaning. Maybe the way he reacts. Maybe he's not stoic in how he presents himself. And he may have gotten that if he had male role model within his home. Or, maybe going to play sports. You seen where, was it Marshawn, football player? Marshawn Lynch, where he was talking to the lady. He was trying to explain to her about the son. She was all tripping on him. And he was basically saying, like, this is football. I'm a man. Like, you need to basically step out. Like, I'm trying to make him tough. But imagine if men don't get these lessons and then they go out in the dating world and these women are basically feel like they're dating women. Like, they may be sexually attracted to you and that worked for them when they were younger, right? Because it's like, oh, that's cool. But as they get older, they want to settle down and they're looking beyond just physical. They like, man, you're really feminine on how you're dealing with things. I think I would love to see that angle, like you guys talking about that. Like, I think it's, I believe, I wish she would have called in, but I truly believe maybe the interaction, it may not been one, but maybe she's dealing with men that are feminine. And of course she has to, before you open your legs, you should do your due diligence. But she's still calling it out. Like, you know, hey, I don't want to date a man, because most times men who are raised by a male leader usually tend to be more stoic, tend to deal with things more rationally, and understand. I mean, there's a way that I deal with my sons versus how I deal with my daughters, and vice versa with my wife when she deals with the kids, and it gives them that balance. But I think that's like, just imagine a young woman growing up. Let's say she's just raised by her father and doesn't have that nurturing, doesn't have that femininity. You wouldn't want to date a woman who's very masculine.
Right.
So I've heard men say that I wouldn't date a woman who wasn't raised by their father and mother. Like, I've heard men say that.
Yeah, I also think too is two things. You got to take into account the single moms that, well, why isn't the dad in the life? Are you keeping them away from them? Let's talk about that. I mean, if it's the dad is not in the life to help, do you have anything to do with that? Are you making it difficult for the dad to be in the life and see his son? Like, I'm not saying every instant, but that is something to talk about. And two, on accountability on her, how long were you dealing with this guy before you decided, you know, all these traits? Like,
it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. So if you was dealing with it from years and years, you didn't see this stuff from the beginning, but you still chose to stay there and deal with him, even if you was seeing these red flags, or he don't do this, he don't do that, whatever. Hey man, well, you chose to stay there if you was dealing with him long term. So, right. You know, you just ignored the sign. You know what I mean?
I mean, but my thing also is though, like, what's wrong with hard work though? Like, we're all requested to work. We have families, we have jobs, we have bills. We all have it. We got to work to get it done. Like, if we got to build our own businesses, if we have to clock in, whatever it may be, we got to get it done to be able to afford this stuff. Now, I can understand if you just want to be, you know, somewhere chilling, just kind of making ends meet, living off the government or something like that. That's your prerogative. You know, do what you want to do. But in the world of successful people, got to work. Takes work.
You do.
So why is it a point like, oh, you making me work? Why you gotta make me work? You should be working. Well, I should be working. You should be working. Why is it all this?
Man, I think our
back and forth tugging and pulling.
Because I think our generation is caught between generations, like between our grandparents and our parents. Kind of had that.
The men took care of.
The men took care of the household, and then now we're shifting into this. Independent woman, feminist society, right, and I don't need a man to do this. Songs like F My Baby Dad and all this kind of crap is out here right now. Yeah. But yet it's like we're caught in this middle ground, and it's like they want that traditional household, but the women want to run it too.
Picking and choosing.
You can't pick and choose. Exactly. Back then it was this and it was this. Now they want this, but they don't want this, and that. So now we're like tearing each other apart. So that's why the households aren't traditional anymore.
So what's the root cause of it? Because I don't feel as though, I think this stuff happens because these young people just don't know. They don't know. They truly don't know. And I don't think a lot of young people that get together and like seek counseling to make sure that they are compatible for each other in a long-term relationship. So I think a lot of this chaos that we see and that we hear about and see our friends going through is really due to a lack of them not knowing, and it takes that initial interaction for them to go through it to start developing better standards. So the vetting process becomes a little bit more stringent now, because I'm not just going for the looks. I'm not just going for the, oh, they got a nice job. But like you all have shared, you don't clean up. You don't do this. You don't do that. And then for men to throw out there, I mean, well, you know, my mom, my mama this and that. That's an ultimate turn off. Right. I had to learn that the hard way because I was that guy. Like, I mean, shit, well, my mom, when I came on with my mom, my wife older than me. She just wasn't going for that. And it took for me to really understand that I got to quit acting like a sucker and man up. But I didn't know because I had my uncles in there. I had a stepdad. But my mom divorced several times. So I didn't get that for real during those impressionable years. It would just have been nice to have that consistent male figure there to teach me the small details. Because the big details are men work and provide for the family and protect the family. You know? Yeah.
Sure.
I like that you pointed that out. I think the big details that we tend to focus on is like men have to work, men have to provide. You know, naturally, if somebody break in the house, man, you're supposed to be able to be willing to lay your life down. Those are just natural, instinctive things that we should do as men, and I think that's understandable. But those small things is definitely very underappreciated. But those small things I think are very important, and I think that's those small things that if you're not getting those lessons and you go out into the dating world and you feel like, oh, I'm a man, I can go out here and make it happen, I can get with these women, and realize that you have a lot of feminine tendencies, that you deal with things as a woman would, but you've been coddled and sometimes it's not your fault, right? Maybe your father's not in the picture for some reason. Maybe it is your mother's fault, right? Because there are situations where men are raised by women who maybe have a vindictive attitude towards the father, and these I would like to say son husbands grow up and they literally they're literally women. They grow up, they handle things like women, they act like women, they react to tantrums and are stoic. And what happens is they get into these relationships and you have women who go on these public forums and they say stuff like, oh my God, I would never date another man raised by, I mean, that's such a specific thing to say. And she's not the first person I heard say that, because you have a lot of men who are feminine. Now, that's not saying that every man who's raised by a single woman is feminine, but I believe there's a far majority. Just like with the article, he didn't really get to dig into it, but it talked about how you're more likely to go to prison, more likely to get in trouble. The things that are associated with that is usually people don't know how to act, don't understand order, don't know how to remain stoic.
Control your emotions.
Control your emotions.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, you go in the club, somebody step in your Jordans, you want to throw your life away.
Yeah.
Right.
Those type of actions tend to lead to lifelong decisions or lifelong consequences because of those few moments decision. Now, you may not be doing nothing that crazy within the relationship, but it could be just something. Whereas, a situation personally, a family member where he was primarily raised by his mom, even though he had his father in the picture, but he clinged more to his mom. So when he would deal with stuff, he would act very emotional. When he would get angry, he would cry, he would do all this stuff. And I said to him, I know you're doing that in your home. Your girl may be cool with you, but she's going to eventually leave you. Because if you're dealing with stuff like this, you're going to get to the point where you're going to deal with the situation and you're going to show those emotions. And she's going to be like, I can't deal with this. No matter if you're working, no matter if you go out there and stand in front of a bullet, it's those little things that you just didn't get that I can't deal with. Just like with women, like I can't be with a woman who's masculine. I cannot stand it. I can't. Now, there are relationships out there who that's very dynamic, where you got the woman who's more masculine and the man who's more feminine. That works. But there's a natural hierarchy when it comes to relationships. And I think when you get away from that, that's what causes relationships to fail. As Will was talking earlier, we get divorce rates so high because people ain't acting in their roles. You know, if the dude want to be feminine, your woman going to be masculine, or vice versa. But if you both feminine or you both masculine, it's not going to work. This is natural. As men, we're supposed to be masculine.
Wait, so are y'all saying the little things matter more than the big things? Because I'm saying the big things matter more than the little things. So I get the little things matter, but if I'm doing everything I was supposed to be, like, take for me a personal example. I remember one time I was toweling the bathroom, guy, in a past relationship. I was toweling the bathroom, and it was like some dishes left in the sink. And in the middle of toweling his bath, you know, when you got to carry towel upstairs, bro, you got to get your material ready. It's hard work. And I'm doing it myself, which saves like $5,000 to redo. So I'm saving $5,000. So in the middle of on the floor doing that, I remember ex of mine came in and said, hey, his dishes in the sink. Left them there. I'm like, do you see what I'm doing? Like, do you know if you was to pay somebody to do this, it's $5,000, let alone I'm doing it myself. I had to go to Cincinnati to get the material, carry the towel up the steps, set it up, and then do it. And you coming to me, a black man working about some dishes in the sink? Go bust them dishes out. Like, but really call the attitude about it. But looking at the bigger picture, I'm redoing his house. Like, my work is good. You know how many people would dream to have a nice bathroom? But I'm sitting here doing it and you come bitching about dishes in a sink? Yeah. Man, if you don't go, or you can switch. You can get down here and I'll bust them dishes. Which one you want to do? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like those little things, I get it. But in the grand scheme, look at what I'm doing. Like, I'm saving money and, you know what I mean?
That I've been waiting on that point the whole time. Because a lot of women don't respect some of those masculine traits. They don't respect it. I've seen posts and girls say, if he support me financially, I'll be submissive and obedient. Yeah, I cook, I'll clean and all that. He's paying all my bills. But they don't hold no value on laying tile. They don't hold like value on changing your tire when you somewhere stuck on 3rd Street. They don't have any value when you do those other masculine traits. It's all about the money. And it's what's sad is a lot of females think that way. Some respect, being, some of those masculine traits that they say their dad had, but kind of makes me question it because I don't see any women respecting it. That's my take on that.
Bar right there. Damn bar.
Yeah, I asked my coworker. We were in the hall toward the end of the day, and we were just having some shop talk. And I just asked, like, when did money get equated to y'all's pocket? I called it the pocketbook because I was in school grounds. I said, maybe y'all can make this explain to me what money has to do with y'all pocketbook. And, they kind of began to stutter and backpedal a little bit. I'm saying, I'm not a gold digger. I didn't say you were. I said, I just wanted a simple clarification as to when did those two become one? Because I don't think men are like, okay, well, pay me for this. If we want it, we're going to get it. But with some women, like y'all just said, they equate, money and that. And then it's like, ma'am, you do realize that the average guy is not, it's a lot of men that don't know how to change tires. Right. I watched a lady, two guys, change her own tire. You know what, I'm going to say the story because people, whoever is listening, they would know. But it was an example that I seen and it blew me away because the lady got down and started changing the tires. And I was like, the guy in me was like, bruh. And then I found myself walking toward the vehicle, but then I had to exit stage left because this is not my fight.
That's your business,
right? Yeah, it's not my fight. Yeah. But I said to say, the instinct was there, the man ready to get to it.
Yeah. But what if that guy you walking to, what if he was raised by a single mother? Now she got to carry that experience on.
That just sucks for that guy.
I'm trying to keep it on the.
She should have chose back.
Honestly, that sucks.
What if he was raised by a single mother?
Yeah.
Just to it bring you full circle. It just goes to show that being raised by a single mother, it gives you small things to value as a young man growing into a man. As it pertains to looking at a woman. But sometimes it doesn't teach you how to be with a woman or to choose one. Because your value system is skewed. Because I already have this ideal of a woman, which is the hard-working woman, like you said. Hard, 2 jobs, went to work. That's hustle to me. But what was it, hustle, or what was it out of necessity? You see what I'm saying?
What part? What do you mean out of necessity?
Like, did she have to work 2 jobs?
So like Steve said, how St. Mom had to do it. So was it hustle, or
it was definitely necessity for my mom?
I gotta make sure that my babies are good, and then maybe on the back end there was a little bit of hustle mixed in there as a result of the necessity. But I think moms, I don't think moms just don't prepare us. For a great deal. I wasn't prepared. I just wasn't.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah,
that's a great perspective.
Because my uncles, I had men figure there. But for my first love, I just was not. I wasn't ready.
That's an interesting perspective.
So what if your first love went on and made that post? Would she be right in what she said?
Well, I'm sorry. I mean my mom. So when I say I wasn't ready, my mom, she didn't prepare me.
Right. She didn't prepare you, but with the first person you got with, who would have got the Coach D that's not ready, and she went online and made that post, but she's been justified in what she's saying.
Yes.
Her personal experience.
From her personal experience, I mean,
based off her personal experience with me,
but not to put us all in.
You know, but I don't want us to all be categorized into the same box.
I think it's unwise to do that. Period. But naturally, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to. It happens, and we have to understand that people take external factors from what they can see from their interactions, experiences,
and then they group it. Based off of me, just to answer your question, yes. I can't be mad at that. I can't argue that, and be like, well, why would you put that on there? And then she get the firing off. You're trifling. You this. You didn't do this. You was a crybaby. Da 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 da. So I gotta take that L. I gotta take that L. I do, because fighting it ain't gonna. I'm not gonna win.
But I do want to clarify when I say little things, I'm not saying the big things are not important. I just think it's natural for men, if something's heavier, for us to tend to it.
Yeah.
For us to tend towards the more dominant things that require our strength to do, or things that men normally do, for us taking out the trash, cutting the grass. For the most part, throughout the winter, now mind you, I wash dishes, clean around the house. The other night, I did all the laundry in the house. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't think twice about it, right? Because I think that there's a natural negative connotation when it comes to men doing that. And it's harder for women to act in our world than for us to go in there and do simple stuff like that. But when I say the little things, I'm referring to the nuances when it comes to dealing with situations. Like, I can go wash the dishes and I think like, oh, I'm feminine. Like, I'm not feminine. I'm a masculine man. I'm helping my wife. My wife works. So I believe we share something mutually in the group where we talked about, if a woman's out here working right and she's doing this, should the man be willing to help? Remember, I'm gonna pull that up so we can play that. But it was talking about how, if men play the part. Now, if I made enough money, my wife didn't have to do anything, then I'm not gonna sit here and be like, come home and do the dishes. No, you here all day. But if you working and I'm working and we got 6 kids, man, I'll be a fool to sit here and throw that all on you. Now, if I'm out here lifting heavy towels, I'm not going to get upset and my wife say, I can't do that. I'm not going to feel some type of way. Again, the little things is when we reach a situation that requires my masculinity and my leadership, how am I executing on that? That's what I mean by the little things.
Can I weigh in on that too real quick?
Sure.
And the little things, when I say those small details, I was more so referring to, it just would have been nice to have that male advice on just how to be more emotionally intelligent and more emotionally stable. Because for me, I was a yeller. I turned into a hawk, and that was weak. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
that didn't come from your time of being raised by
my mom.
Your mom by yourself.
I would probably say that it was some sort of attachment to that.
Okay.
So, which is why I say once I became what I thought was a man and was moving how I thought a man should move, I was moving flagrant. Because, like I said, it's those small things. Mm-hmm. Like Drew said, like, I was one, I'm not washing nothing, man. You better get in that kitchen. I'm not doing nothing. But then the other part was I was scared to do it. Like, cook. I was scared to cook.
Because you felt less of a man?
No, because I just did.
You didn't know how?
I didn't know how.
Okay.
So being a father in the house, I didn't know how to do that. Wash clothes. I remember, man, I didn't sort right, and the whites came out pink. So from that point on, fuck this. Well, I'm not washing no more. But I realized that at the end of the day, that's an excuse.
Yeah.
Go ask her, hey, show me how to do this. So me just understanding that I gotta come out of my pride, and go to her or whoever and find the right way to do it. And once I started really understanding that is, okay, it would, again, I can go back and say this would have been nice to be taught how to go out and find the right answer versus life kicking me in the butt.
I want to chime in on what you said. I done heard for the last 5 minutes or so of men doing what women typically do, and we coming out of our pride and doing this stuff. But I'm going back to what Steve said. Not a lot of women are coming out of their pride to do what we do. So it goes back to my original point that a lot of our masculine traits are not valued. It's not respected. Yeah. She did not respect that he was laying tile. She did not respect that he was saving $5,000 for the household. She didn't respect none of that. But she had value on them dishes.
Exactly.
So it's like, so for me, I think it needs to be it's a two-way street. Respect both sides. If you see him, if you see a man washing dishes, folding clothes, and this and that, they like, oh man, I need that man. He this and that. But if he's laying tile, changing tires, I don't really see a lot of women post.
But how old are these women too?
Old enough to know.
Old enough to know.
And also,
hold on, says who?
Old enough to know.
They 30s, 30s, and hold on.
The girls that I'm around there see you post your stuff. They be on your.
Hey, like 30s.
It's
say
out
less.
out here.
And I'll say
I know
this,
y'all out
but hold
here.
on, my point is respect the masculine traits, please,
For sure,
because it's
That's
not
a
all
real
about
thing.
money.
Yeah.
Like if I'm bringing in all the money, women they say I'm gonna be obedient, submissive, this and that. Don't lose focus on that point that I'm trying to make.
But why not do it? Because that's how we are supposed to be with each other. Why money gotta be the motivator?
That's the annoying part. Because they put money so far up here that we devalue all the other masculine traits that we give.
You're not here. You're not.
All of this is
I think it's
valuable.
like a competition. I think that's where
it's all valuable.
play. Because if they feel like somebody they know or somebody they're aware of might be making more, getting more than them, maybe it's like you should be doing more.
And then it becomes our job.
It becomes our job to
help them compete.
To compete and to do more. And then you can go to them and ask them a million times, what is more?
Yeah.
How much more? What do you need? You need 100,000 more?
Yeah.
No. Okay. We need 200,000 more? No. They don't know. They just need more.
It just needs to be more.
Yeah, just more.
But you know what that more is? The stuff that they're not valuing. They would go back and look
more
at that.
I'm doing already.
I'm already doing it.
If you valued it.
The more is already happening. They're just not acknowledging it.
But I don't want to
hopscotch. Respecting it.
I don't want to hopscotch Steve's point either. Because you are absolutely right. If I'm in here laying this floor, I have to cut. I have to measure twice. I have to lay it. I have to set it in place.
And it saves a lot
so
of money.
don't come in here talking about you left the toilet seat up in the bathroom and you see you asked for a new floor.
Exactly.
This is going. I just saved you $3,000,
and you just increase the value in your property.
And your yes,
yeah,
probably double that.
Double that, and so it's like in that instance, I can drop what I'm doing. You can come here and let me go handle that. We can switch. I give respect, like some of the stuff we talking about, like doing dishes and you're gonna do that as an independent person, as an adult anyway.
Do it, period.
I do it now.
With the hands.
I live by myself. I do
it. Will get done.
I do the dishes.
Clothes will get washed.
I wash clothes.
Yeah, that's an adult thing.
I vacuum. I'm doing it all right now.
All that's gonna happen.
You wash windows.
I wash windows. Yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm washing my son's.
But when he was talking about, we're seeing, they're saying the guys go.
He need to be paying rent. Hey, shout out Dalen, but you need to pay rent.
Shout out Dalen.
Now, do y'all want y'all women to help in it like outside? If you cutting the grass, would you prefer her help you, or you not asking for help? Because me personally, when I'm doing outside stuff, I don't need you to come out, but maybe bring me a glass of water, or when I come in, massage, something like that.
That's all I need.
Do that. You know what I mean? Or don't bitch at me. Or you know what I'm saying? Something like this, and then we'll get along fine. Because I know, number one, you don't want to come out here and do this. Yeah. You can't do it, and you don't want to pay nobody to do it. So I'll handle
my therapy time out there.
And that's my
therapy.
I'm in
my yard, my mower. That's I'm edging.
Your lines and everything.
I'm looking. What? I love the beginning of spring and where I can create my edge and get my yard tight.
Right.
That's my therapy time.
Yeah.
So no, I don't even want you out here because part of my therapy is not being with you.
Right. That's
respectfully.
Right.
But that's respectfully.
Yeah, but that's crazy how we respect what they do. They don't respect what we do.
What we do,
But we respect. Like if I came home and it was a warm cooked meal, after a long day of work, like he said, I'm out here toweling. I come inside, I got she bringing me a cold glass of water, lemonade, whatever. I come inside, it's a warm meal made for me. The house is clean, the kids is quiet. Like we value that.
Yeah, I love it.
But she doesn't see no value in what he's doing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just don't know.
They just don't get it.
And some of them don't care to know.
Don't care, yeah.
And it's kind of like a double slap in the face. Because it's like, okay, now, have you not been seeing the IG, reels I send you about what a wife or a girl should do or value?
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that back, though. If they're doing that stuff, they do value what he's doing. if they are bringing him glasses of water.
Yes.
If they
If they
are
if
doing
they are
those things,
already,
I don't want
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
no.
We want
If those women are doing those things,
Right.
that means they do
Right.
value
Or their
those things.
viewpoint is that's all you need. You
Yeah.
say less. That
Open
ain't
the beer
shit. I
for
can,
me when I come
yeah.
in.
That's
Yeah.
easy because I don't want to do what
Yeah,
you're
give me
doing.
cold.
So
Yeah.
let me help
Let
you.
me help
Whatever
you
you
with
need to do,
whatever
I
I
got
need to
you.
do to make it easier.
That mentality.
Yeah.
man.
See, and I love that,
Yeah.
man. I can
Yeah.
be, man, the just the stuff I do, just with my hands and create, working on cars and all that jazz. The one thing I do respect that she does and my daughter does is, and shout out to the old lady and my daughter, my 8-year-old, is when I'm outside in that garage, hey, you all right out there? I'm good. You need anything? Give me some water. Zoe, my 8-year-old, I'll bring my water. Daddy, you good? Yeah, she'll give me a kiss. Go on back in. That's my world.
Right.
I love that. Because again, like you said, if you want to cry about it, then you can come out here and bleed these brakes. You can come out here and change these rotors. You can come out here and rotate these tires. You can come out here and do all of that. And I'll go in the house and make sure the kids have hot cookies in the oven and a glass of milk.
Right.
Wouldn't the scenario be better if that really was a problem? Sometimes it's how you talk to us. I'm on the floor, she come in. Hey, I ain't tripping, but you left the dish in the thing, but I'll get it later. But anyway, you're doing a good job on the tail. Hey, the game come on and at 8 o'clock. Is there anything special you want? Because I want to watch it with you. I would have been like, oh yeah, shit, I want this and this, and hey, I'll do a better job on the dishes. Sometimes it's how you phrase it and how you talk to it, and just tell someone you appreciate what they're doing bigger than the dishes in the sink. Because compared to the two, that's small and one's big. So sometimes it's how you talk to someone can make the difference, bro. Especially with us, man, because we don't want to feel unappreciated.
It's that acknowledgement.
Yeah,
it's at all times.
That was wrong.
It's that acknowledgement. Yeah, that bing.
What Steve said was a ding.
Yeah, that's a bing. Yeah.
Well, say it again.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Rewind
clip
it
that
back.
thing. Charlie, clip that thing.
Rewind it back. So what I'm
Charlie
saying
clips
is,
this thing.
slow it down.
Right.
Yeah. Slow it down.
Slow it down.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Let's clip it.
Drew gonna play a little video that's on topic here. While we doing that,
Okay, so what I'm saying is sometimes it's how you phrase it to us. So if you got a problem with something your man's doing, like in my instance, if you got a problem with the dishes in the sink, if you come to me, you see a black man that's working hard and heavy on making this bathroom the most beautiful bathroom that you can put your hair and makeup and all that, come to me and say, hey, baby, I know you busy, you working hard, you left the dish in the sink, but yo, listen, don't worry about it. I got it. Hey, Bulls play at 8. That's your favorite team. What do you want special? Hey, your kitchen will come out 10 times better. I can get you 10 times better. You feel me?
I'll give you a whole new sink.
They go to this little clip.
Exactly,
They go to this
just like
little
that.
clip,
All right, let's listen.
There that will walk away from a good man talking about, oh, he wanted to go half on rent. He wanted to go half on
Facts.
like that is, you know how fatuous and inane that is to say he wanted to go half. First of all, you are responsible for 100% of your life as an adult. 100% of your problems, 100% of your bills, 100% of your stress. And you mean to tell me you had a man right there like, I'll take half of that from you. And you was like, that ain't good enough.
Right.
I want you to take it all. I don't want to have no responsibility as an adult. And that is financial abuse. And that is feminine manipulation and abuse. So then, fellas, you need to walk away. There's women out there that will walk away from a good.
Now, to that point, he is making a point, and I like his stance. Do I agree with it? Not 100%, but I do agree.
What you don't agree with?
What I don't agree with is I ain't lost me now. I forgot my train of thought there. But if anybody wants to weigh in on the topic while I gain my train of thought, y'all can go ahead.
Real quick, I agree 100% what he's saying. He's just making it factual. You're responsible for 100% of your bills single. Now, you can want what you want. So if you want a dude to come in and take 90%, okay, cool. Good luck finding that. But those dudes are few and far in between. Every woman wants a dude like that. But if you come across a guy who say, hey, I'll take 50% off and we both do 50, that's a good deal because middle class, generally both parents work anyway. That's how middle class works. The dad and the mom goes to work. They come together. They pay the bills and keep it rolling. That's the norm to me. So what he's saying is pretty much the norm. I don't know if they just like not saying 50-50. They don't like how it sounds. But when I grew up, we grew up in comfortable middle class. You did too, didn't your both parents your work? That's the norm. So it's like if you want to miss out on that deal, good luck finding the dude who's gonna do 90%. But every woman wants that dude. You know what I mean?
And here's what thank you. Yeah, and I like that. And I agree with that portion of what he's saying. But I don't think it's abuse.
On her behalf?
On her behalf. I wouldn't say it's manipulation or abuse.
No, that's her preference.
Yeah, it's her preference.
That's just her preference.
And if you can't fit that mold, my nigga,
she not for you.
Move on. Like it's a simple.
There's a lot of men that will fit that mold.
If
she's
sure. But I kind of think that was just a play on this thought, you know, because of course I agree that's not abuse. I just think that's a play on the on the thought though.
Okay.
Because basically, like you got this person that wants to snatch half off the cuff off your shoulders, and you still not gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, come on,
half is a lot.
Yeah. Wait, now if you go in the program and get half off of your entire meal, if she's making him feel bad for not,
I think that's the part that's abuse. Is if he's offering to take half.
The language, I
can see. Yeah, he's saying it a little weird. But if he's offering to say, hey, man, we can go 50-50. Or you could stay in this 100% situation you're in right now.
Yeah.
Like, and you still say, nah, I'm good. I'm looking for somebody that's 100%.
You are manipulating the situation.
You're manipulating kind of the
it's not abuse if she's saying from the jump, I'm looking for a guy to do 100%. I understand you offer 50, but that's not what I'm looking for. That's not abuse, that's preference. But if she says, nah, generally dudes, this is how they should move like this. It should always be that's abuse because now you're generalizing all dudes should pay 100%. No, your preference is that you want your guy to pay 100%.
I think that's still preference because it will be abuse if you feel like you can't fix it, control it, or you like it's just happening to you. It's just something that just keeps happening to you. You don't got to be with nobody that wants you to pay for everything. You don't have to be with it.
Yeah,
you have choice. As a grown man, as a grown woman, if you have somebody that's with you and they want you to pay for everything, your choice is to say yes or no.
Yeah, but time is a factor. How long? When did she give me this ultimatum?
Oh, you mean like she
was it at the beginning?
Y'all got 3 kids.
Yeah, was it at the beginning? And now all of a sudden, like, so
did she lose? She lost her job, so now she needs you to step up.
That's very important. If the time frame was in the beginning, like Steve said, okay, I have an option to walk away. Mm-hmm. But if you get me in a position where now I have a kid with you and all these sticky products, like now kids and mortgages,
new
and
change
we've
of
signed
mind.
leases together, and now all of a sudden you don't want to do shit.
Yeah, we ain't here.
Yeah, like
what you mean? Yeah.
And if she talking about I want you to pay 100%, you got kids too. Like,
yeah, like come on now.
But
some of them ain't mine. But some of them ain't mine.
But that mindset comes from a lot of our people, a lot of our women. You know, just my opinion, ladies. Sitting around watching this fictitious television and these narratives on these cell phones and these social media apps of what a bad B is, and they do this and they have that. And my whole thing is, if you notice that they always go on the bad B, but they never talk about the guy supporting the bad B's, you know, everyday lifestyle.
That's why I sent y'all that screenshot. The solo vacation. I'm by myself.
Okay, got you.
That's why I sent that.
Yes.
That's why I sent that. There's a whole side.
I had to zoom it
in the background supporting the whole trip.
Right.
But I just,
buddy got his stinkies hanging off the bed.
Yeah,
you like, hold on, man.
Yeah, he got them dogs barking off the king size
lady.
ocean view bed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I think
hey, my feet gonna be out.
I think women compete in lifestyles. Men we compete in different ways. Yeah. Our competition come by way who has the biggest motor. You know, you got a challenge. I might go get a Hellcat.
Yeah.
You know, you might go get a demon.
Right.
You know, just to say, I'm big dog.
Right.
You know, but we don't compete like that. You know, it's not. I just don't think it's a thing for us like that. Like it is, you know, for women. So kind of having that mindset that she's, you know, that he's describing, to me, kind of comes off with that. Just one of them women that has that kind of mindset.
I think. I do agree that using the term abuse is very strong, but I think it's warranted based on how many women are echoing that and how many men are internalizing that they, if they don't feel they're doing that, that they feel they may be failing in a relationship, because a lot of modern women feel like that if a man is not doing 100%, that you're not doing your job. And they take these situations where, you know, these rich guys, or they watch, what do you call it, reality TV. You see these women live with these guys who, you know, have plenty of money and can support that type of lifestyle. So when they echo that, I say better term is dangerous thinking. It's a dangerous line of thought for women to echo that. And I think just like it's dangerous for the young woman to say, I would never date a man who's raised by a single mother. It's a dangerous line of thought. But this stuff is being echoed. They post it and they liking it, they posting it, they sharing it.
They double tapping.
And then what happens is we're getting relationships not formulating, because a woman may not see the value and they'll rather sit there at 100% struggling versus having somebody come in there, even if the dude could come and do 20%. Maybe that's all he can do to be able to, you know, to take care of what he has to. But because he's not going towards this particular standard, that's why I love Kevin Samuel so much. Some of the stuff he said was abrasive, but his main goal was trying to get people to just set realistic expectations. Right. To be like, man, if you go get the auto mechanic, they made $40,000, but you guys can build a life together. But you sitting here aiming for this, you know, $250,000 a year guy, thinking he's about to, you know, take you over, come on with a horse or whatever. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. I think it's a bad term to say abuse, but it is dangerous. And I'm gonna bring up that screenshot that we were talking about.
And an immature mindset too. Mm-hmm. A very immature, unrealistic mindset that I don't think gets those two don't get enough light shone on them, is the unrealistic expectation and the very, very immature mindset to even allow that to come out of your mouth, because that's not realistic.
Right.
Yeah, and if you just break it down factual, because I think when stuff like that goes viral, women do a disservice to other women. It's a scam, because when you shoot in a bar and that's going viral and that's now the norm, hey, a guy's supposed to do this and that, 1 out of 4 women get married. They outnumber us on this planet. So every woman is not going to be able to have a husband. That's just what it is. And then when you factor in the dudes that's incarcerated, gay, whatever, and if you want a black dude, like Kevin Samuel said, factually, your pool gets smaller and smaller. So now if you aim in, well, not only I need him to have this, I want him to pay 90 to 100% of all bills. The chances of you finding that and him picking you, especially if you have kids, is slim to none. So it's like, it's not even realistic. So when stuff like this goes viral and now they thinking this is the standard now, it's doing a disservice. You're not going to be one to bag one.
And I hate to I'm going to keep bringing this topic up with the women not respecting those masculine traits. Kevin Samuel said she would pass up on a man that makes $40,000, $50,000, but he does all of those other masculine traits that I said. He'll change the tires, he'll do all oil changes, all that stuff, take care of everything around the house, clean the gutters, all of that stuff. But because of the salary, I'm not going to accept it. But I'll take this $250,000 dude that probably don't do none of that masculine thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, but because of the money, it's just it's all a money play, and I think we're missing that. Like in all this we're talking about, it's this. Yeah, but I think that's sad that this plays so much.
But did we not say that with TD Jakes, with Diddy? Just kind of, and not to go down. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but just out of the blue, all of a sudden, here we are here with these two guys. Like everybody wants to. Oh no. They want to condemn the black man, but they want to act like money don't play a role. Because if they were both $40,000, a year making money, it would not.
There's
be
no
anything. So money definitely is the root of all evil. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil, man. There's no two ways about it.
Well, to play devil's advocate, though, to play devil's advocate, in the world that we are in and approaching into, without finances and without a high amount of finances, you might not be able to survive long term. Like your legacy won't be able to survive long term. So in a sense, there has to be some type of focus on finances. Because, I mean, if you want to have that legacy, if you want to have that successful family, if you want to pass something down to your offspring, if you want to do that, it takes work, and it also takes finances, and it takes two people to sit down and talk about what I want from you financially and what I need from you financially. It takes that. So I don't want to say it's like the main thing in a relationship, but I feel like it's a major stake.
But do you think is it more of a want or is it a need?
I specifically,
I think a lot of these women it's more of a want.
Yeah, specifically me, I see it as a necessity. Now, for the majority and the general women that I see out in the social media world, doesn't necessarily look like a necessity. It's more of a want.
Because you got to be an adult anyway.
I don't want to have to go and do that hard work, so I want somebody else to do that hard work for me.
Anyway.
But I think we're missing a piece. I think we're missing a piece. And a piece that I feel that we're missing is the knowledge behind how to use money to create wealth and longevity.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I'm only throwing that out there because when you say creating longevity and creating that wealth for our babies, well, what's the blueprint to creating it? Because if I can give you a blueprint, you can take this blueprint, add to or take away what you may, but you have something to go off of, so that when you grow up, okay, this is how my parents done it. This is how they done it. And my parents were wealthy, so this is how they done it. Okay, now we can try this and this, but now we're going to add this and this. You do real estate. Okay, this is how mom and dad flip houses. Your son may say, okay, I like that. But see, now I'm going to hit them with this right here. Then, bop, bop, bop. Right. So now they are extending and recreating your blueprint. But you can say, oh, okay, God bless us to be around to see it. Okay, I like what you did there, son. All right, good job. So now they have that blueprint to carry with them to create everything else that they need to create. And, in order to survive and have wealth within their lineage now.
So to play also devil's advocate, it seems like in 2024, it's been a lot of fighting for equality. Women have fought for equality a lot, especially from feminists. So if we're talking about equality, then why do I need to shove out so much more than you when it comes to the bills? Isn't 50-50 equality?
I mean, that is equality. I mean, in the sense of the definition, for sure.
But, and also, if I can't tell you what to do with your body, your choice, my salary, my choice.
This is true. But as we round it, as we full circle that back to the whole not dating, being raised by that single mom, I feel like those things are coming from, are going to come from what's been handed down to you. So, as you're saying, like, for example, the whole, 50-50. It was never 50-50 because I didn't learn it. I didn't learn 50-50 out the gate. I only learned 50. So this other 50 over here this is a question mark. I don't know what this other 50 looks like. So once I get with that person, how do I don't even know how to really create this 50 with this person because I never got the 50 out the gate. You see what I'm saying? So when you say you're 50, well, my salary is my salary. Well, I can't tell you what to do with your body. You can't tell me what to do.
Right.
So I think as it goes back down to our topic, and even coming just from a single parent, a mother in this in this particular instance, if we never got the other 50, then how the hell do we know what to do with it when we do get it?
If you never got the other 50, you should be happy that other 50 isn't coming into the picture.
But everybody don't think like that.
You know what I mean?
Everybody, they see the glass as half empty.
Yeah, well,
I see it as half full.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, why are they not happy with that?
That's what I'm saying.
Learning?
Like,
where are they learning? But where are
they?
they learning that they're not happy?
Because I'm in foreign territory. Because I'm in an area of my life now where I never had this. Because when I look at what I come from, I didn't come from this. So I'm scared to give this my all, which is 50. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't want to lose my 50. My 50 is my 100 because that's where I come from.
But you should be gaining.
But you got to understand, in the mind of a male and or female, my 50 is all I have. That's all I know is just 50.
So that means you should appreciate somebody else's 50.
But I got to be taught that. And I got to go through it. I got to go through this trial run now and know that the next guy I get, I'm going to appreciate, or next woman I get, I'm going to really accept their 50.
Or keep paying 100% then.
Yeah.
Or enjoy your 50. Enjoy your 50.
Keep paying 100.
My 50 is going to be
which
my
really
100,
is 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep running a good person off.
Yeah, keep enjoy
Because
that.
because as a woman, I'm masculine. You know, as a guy, I cry, I whine. You know, I complain about everything. I act like a little sucker. You're not gonna ever have it if you don't take the time to learn from. Okay, like I said, I jacked up a lot of stuff, but I in 2024, this Coach D knows better now than I did then, because I ran off that. I thought my 50 was $1 million. You can't tell me I'm no, I'm wrong.
But I don't think it's that difficult. I mean, hell, $2 better than one.
Basic math.
All I'm saying is
math.
Simple math.
It's simple math. If all I got is $1 and you bringing 2 to the table, like I mean, I can't see how that's not.
But go back to what we said earlier, gentlemen. When we said we bring the table.
Yeah,
our table has 8 chairs. I don't need your chair. But the fact that I don't need your chair, now I'm running game. Now I want something from you. No, I want your companionship. No, I want you to come sit with me at my table. So you should be, I don't use the word honored, but you should be thankful that I'm coming with the whole.
I'm saying he don't need your 50.
Is
that what you're saying? Like the woman, what if she don't need your 50?
I'm equating that to I'm not running game anymore. Because the thing of it is I don't need it. I got it. I just want you.
From the man's perspective?
From the man's perspective.
Oh, I thought you talking about the women.
No, but I'm just saying, for those
women, them successful women,
for them
doctors and lawyers, they don't need your money.
Yeah. They want you.
They
genuinely want you.
They might respect.
Yeah, but we're not running game on them. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, what I'm bringing, this is not part of my game.
All right.
But I think social media and all these viral stuff is lying to a lot of females.
Smoke and mirrors.
Because, bro, if you literally think about it, how many people do you know in your circle who taking care of their girl and they ain't got to work? Bro, they lying to y'all. Y'all don't know too many people like this that you grew up with, to where the wife just chilling at home and the dude paying all the bills. I don't know no one like that. And the statistics say those numbers is very few. You talking about the top, what? Like Kevin said, 5% dudes who's making that type of bread, who can allow you to stay home. Like most people, they both work, man. They lying to y'all.
Yes.
They telling y'all can get this, y'all can get that. But most of y'all ain't never had this before. And now because the TikTok said you can get it, you think you can get it. Why? Because of a lace front and some leggings?
And they don't know the stuff.
Like, nah, man.
The stuff that they're seeing. The stuff that they're seeing, like you're saying, the stuff that they're portraying to be the real, the true, it's authentic. If you look at how many followers this person got, they're getting a freaking check.
Exactly.
Anyway, to feed you this crap.
Yeah, it's the reason why that clip went viral.
But you're listening to their crap, but you're not looking at that little number in the right hand corner.
Right.
3.x amount of million followers. They're getting a check.
Yeah.
The white guy I've been following on IG, for example. The male guy. He hates stinker butt.
Cincinnati.
Dude,
check this out. Hey,
it
was so dope to see Gary Owens imitating him.
Yeah.
You know, because Gary Owens was imitating him, and they both was at a comedy place together.
Yeah.
But it was so dope to see that because, well, people don't understand is they knocking. Look at that. Look at those views.
Look at the views.
Look at those numbers.
I'm watching.
He's
I ain't gonna lie. I seen all of his videos, bro.
Yes,
like,
I watched.
I fuck with dude, bro.
And the thing
he still deliver mail.
Yeah,
he still does it.
He still uniform on.
He have his little uniform with the
But they miss that though, you know, because people these false narratives. You know, so I don't know, man. Like I said, man, this was our topic this evening, man. It can root in so many different ways. I just think at the end of the day, that young lady was talking about a specific
guy in an encounter that rubbed her the wrong way.
For sure.
And she made a very broad statement in a big old umbrella.
Painted a brush.
And she kind of pushed everybody into a room and shut the door and said, everybody in there, I will never date any of them men in there.
And she's allowed to feel that way as long as you understand your pool of potential mates gets smaller. If you cool with that, that's your preference. Don't date a dude who's raised by a single mom then. Cool.
And also, I mean, to say, when I first saw the post, the thing that really got me wrapped up in it was I kind of agreed with her to an extent. Because like I said, again, I saw my mom work her butt off. So like I kind of, when I look at a mate, if I see a mate that's not working her butt off, that's not a mate that I kind of want to spend time with. You know what I mean? So I kind of see what she's saying, but when you really break it down and think about it, like we want what we want, we need what we need in life, and in certain, no matter what situation that you're in, you might need certain things at different times. Say you're in a relationship where you're with somebody who's the breadwinner. One day they might break a leg, and now all of a sudden they're not the breadwinner no more.
What you gonna do? Right.
What you gonna do? So if you're sitting around on the couch like, nah, I ain't supposed to do this. Like I ain't supposed to be working. Right. You're supposed to be doing everything.
Do that back.
So then what? We just break up and you go off and figure it out on your own anyway. You gonna do that work anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So why don't we just figure this out, right?
A kept man. How y'all feel about that?
A kept man. What you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, because as you saying, I'm sitting at home on the couch, like, hey, you supposed to be, you know, because she the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like, you like how that sounded.
That sounds weird.
I know. I couldn't.
No, but if she,
it's not in our DNA.
Exactly. But like, that's the first thing that popped in my mind was like, you sit at the house telling her what she's supposed to be doing, and you on the couch,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm Stedman.
Nah, Stedman had bread. Stedman had bread before you go.
You're right.
There's certain.
It's a different kind of money.
But if I'm hurt though,
we playing with a whole different money scale.
If I'm hurt,
you know what? I'm gonna stay with Stedman.
No,
don't stay with
Stedman was a millionaire.
What was Chris?
Right, Stedman got bread.
The black dude.
My guy
Chris Jenner.
No, it wasn't Seal.
OJ, the black dude.
No, it wasn't Seal. Wasn't it?
The dude she with now.
Yeah, the dude she with now. But he's just a regular dude.
He did something before though.
But isn't
not?
No, man. No one knows who that dude is.
Kardashian or Stedman level, but he was somebody before he met her though.
I only said Stedman because
he wouldn't have been at nobody.
Stedman is a already established person,
right?
But
maybe
he's not Oprah. You know, he's not Oprah established,
right?
So I only used him because well known, popular relationship, well known. And what do you do in that? Do you fall back, or do you keep to your grind and let her and eat out?
That's what he's been doing. Stedman straight.
That's a conversation between
Stedman
the two.
Straight.
Because I was kind of in a situation like that where my wife was getting cake during COVID. Boy, nurses, y'all know what it is.
Buku money.
Oh yeah, them contracts was insane.
Oh man,
insane.
There was nothing. I could go out and work as many hours as I could. There was no way I could compete. No way.
Man, listen.
Now, should I have still been adding to everything? And
no, I was just letting you know.
Good job. But yeah, like adding to the pot was something that was a necessity for her because, again, like I said in prior pods, like if she was to come in the house and I'm chilling on the couch, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Sure. Everybody has to play their part. I've said this before in other pods as well. Like everybody has to play their part. And when it comes to this, single mother, raised by a single mother, whatever it may be, like maybe stick to somebody. Like I'm gonna choose a woman who was also raised by a single mother. Because you know why? She knows what I've kind of felt. She knows somewhat what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? When it comes to, disagreements with my mom or how I'm trying to figure out how to be a man out in this world when I had limited, ideas of what that was out there. So I just think in general, everybody stop, like we were saying earlier, stop painting these broad pictures when somebody hurts you. Take some time. Deal with your pain, talk it out, have some dialogue with somebody about it. and deal with it before you put it out on the post like that, because that, again, like you were saying, it limits your cast out there. If you're single, it limits everything for you, for one, and for two, it just paints you in a bad picture. So take your time. Everybody's gonna bump their heads in these relationships. Everybody's gonna have their time. So take your time and figure it out. And again, this is another great conversation brought to you by the Trueleon Podcast Army, or Trueleon Army Podcast. Tap on it.
So
the reason why I'm getting the name mixed up is because we're working on some rebranding right now. So our name going into the future is going to be
T.A.P.
Okay. So forgive me for messing that up. I will try not to do that in the future. But you will see the new name coming up. And again, this is another great conversation from the fellas. Go ahead, Coach.
Before we get out of here, please hit that subscribe button. Please tap in with us. Subscribe. Because the more viewers we get, that enables us to continue to put out great content, which we're going to do anyway. Right. But the bigger the audience, the more motivated we get to continue to have great content to talk about with you all. So, Coach D, I'm signing off and I'm passing it over.
All right, my last thoughts on it. I like what Derek said about the roles in the family. Like with me and my siblings and my sister, he gave me the more masculine role, gave her the more feminine role. And but we would switch them, in and out, and this and that. So I think that's a benefit, like to having both male and
you get a little balance.
You get that. That's that balance we're talking about. So going back to the young lady's post about never dating a man that was raised by a single woman, I think that was, like you said, just her experience. So let's just keep everybody as an individual. Let's just stop categorizing each other. Let's just keep our experience and stuff to ourselves, and then judge people on who they are and not per gender, as a whole.
I agree with everything they said, but I'm gonna add, if you cool with making me a sandwich while I'm laying towel and bringing me something cold to drink, if you cool with that arrangement, in the comments, get at me. Drop your name. I'm single. You know what I mean? So hey, if you cool with that arrangement, but I agree with everything they said, man. Don't generalize everybody because of a specific situation you was in. And I was for real on what I just said too. So
Hey, so this is the producer, Leon. Again, thank you for going by the T.A.P, the Trueleon Army Podcast, naming convention T.A.P. You'll see the new opening on the next episode, and we'll touch base with this particular subject within 6 months to see if this woman who closed her network, if she even got a dude.
solo.
If you're still solo, you may need to reevaluate it. I'm taking anybody.
I'm taking under.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I'm taking a parlay. Let's parlay that joint.
I'm bearish. I'm bearish on that one.
Bull in the China shop, man. Hey.
Until next time, guys.